You do that after this podcast is done, okay? To yourself and to your 2 weeks. Okay, because today, for episode number 35, welcome yet again to another OpTic podcast. Today we have the honor, the prestige. How do you say prestige in French?
Prestige.
The prestige to have my man, Roman. Introduce yourself because I don't want to butcher your name.
Hi, my name is Romain Bijat. That's basically it.
My man, Saboutine.
And Zaboutine, my name is Thomas C. Hassan.
TSM?
No, that's a mistake. No, I didn't sign for that.
Okay.
Cut. We are out. No, my name is Thomas C. Hassan, and I come from France, and my nickname is Zaboutine.
Zaboutine, I like it. And everybody knows, obviously, my duo, OpTic J. Welcome to the podcast, bro, for the third time. Yeah, episode number 35. You guys are the first ever League of Legends, personalities and people from there, which is super exciting for me because I have a lot of questions, okay, and I need the answers. And I need them as clearly as possible and talk slow because I need all the help that I can get when it comes to that. Jay doesn't need any help. He plays League of Legends.
I do. Tier 1 gold player.
I'm a silver Aram.
I'm a bronze player.
I'm kidding. I'm not even gonna say that. I apologize. It's not what I am. But yeah. So today we have the general manager of our new League of Legends team that we just recently announced. We have my man Zaboutine, the best coach in the world, nay, the universe.
Yeah,
The
thank you
universe.
for correcting.
You're
That's
welcome.
important. Thanks for being precise.
Yes.
I don't know, like the guy from Mars being like cocky at some point.
Yeah.
So thanks for being
Yeah.
precise.
Look, we need to set the record straight. Okay. And one of the things that I wanted to look, I forgive you for not bringing me a scarf.
There is my scarf there.
No, I'm just saying, like, look, I forgive you, and I think they used to say thank you for me forgiving you for not.
I think the incredible socks make up for it, dude. You cannot go
True.
wrong with Legend of Zelda socks.
Have you played Legend of Zelda?
Never in my life.
No, you serious? Come on, be serious.
No, yeah, I played Breath of the Wild this year. Pretty good.
Okay, before Breath of the Wild, which one was your favorite Zelda of all time?
Wind Waker.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I like Wind Waker because it's cartoony and
Open world.
open world and it wait, which Wind Waker, right? The Wind Waker.
GameCube.
It's the one on the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's the one where they steal the sister at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like they capture you like from the beginning. Like they make you like be like super into it. Have you ever played Zelda?
Nope.
Never.
Well,
Have you
I played an old one on Game Boy.
Okay.
I loved it, but that's basically it.
Okay. Well, here's the other question. Have you ever played Call of Duty?
Not really.
Okay, hey, you're in good company. Have you
ever played League of Legends?
I have played League of Legends, yes, with my man Ego, the Icon from 360 Icon. That's not even around, but Ego was the first one that forced me into playing League of Legends, and it wasn't true League of Legends. It was Aram, it was the one lane.
ARAM.
Aram.
Yeah.
Look, rookies call it Aram, professionals call
Aram.
it Aram.
Roman, are you a rookie or are you a professional?
I'm a complete noob. I'm a silver player.
Me too.
Yeah.
But hold on, but do you call it ARAM or ARAM?
Aram.
Man, that doesn't
Oh,
count
we're
because of the
French,
accent.
so
We
we
need someone
pronounce
to
everything
come in
different.
here.
We say
Aram.
pronounce the A-R, so it's Aram.
Where what part of France are you from?
Paris.
Zaboutine?
I'm from Paris.
Yeah,
I always lived in
Paris.
Paris, yeah.
Paris proper, as they call it.
Suburbs, tier 25, and then Paris, intramuros, when you say. Inside
How
the
far
walls.
away from the Eiffel Tower is that?
I'd say by walk, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, depending on the flats.
Do you as a Frenchman, the same question goes to you, because I always wonder this, do you guys go to the Eiffel Tower, or is it just like one of those things that's just like in the background that you've always seen, so it's not as impressive as it's always been?
I've been once when I was a kid. I guess that's something you do when you're young, but as a French person, you always have it in the back of your head. And yeah, I could go whenever I want, so I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah. Too many tourists.
Yeah, an insane amount.
Bro,
of
I got robbed. I got robbed when we went. Okay, I'm gonna tell you two quick stories.
Thanks for the reputation.
Yeah,
I appreciate
it.
being on this sofa and having this reputation is pretty good.
If you don't want to be known as robbers, don't rob. I'm kidding. So this is what happened. I had just flown my drone 2 blocks away from Eiffel Tower. Okay, I literally opened it up. Okay, took it out of my brisk bag, set it up sent it up. I flew it for 3 minutes. Nobody knew. Brought it back. I got the sickest footage for Vision. It was when we went to compete there. I've been to Paris twice. I mean, obviously in France. And one recommendation, okay, and obviously you guys will fix this, okay, because we're boys now. But my saying is, when in France, eat Italian, because when I was in France and I went to an Italian restaurant, it was like having pizza for the first time ever. It was like having spaghetti bolognese for the first time ever. It was an experience that I love. So if there is cuisine, which I you guys are world famous for, okay, I have not experienced it, and I've been there twice, and each one of those times was 4 days. Can you tell me why you let me down already?
Did you just advise people to go to France to eat Italian?
Yes.
You know, this is why we love fat American people in France.
This is all bought and paid for. I'm proud of it.
Actually, I think most of the pizza in France is trash, except very few of them. And you have to go to Italy to taste the actual pizza, because everything you would eat from France, which looks like the pizza, it's not an actual pizza. But aside from that, like, just have to walk like 10 meters. There is restaurants mostly everywhere in Paris, and you just ask, I don't know, for foie gras or anything, and you would taste something lovely. So you just didn't took the effort, I guess, to try the French food.
Yeah, I'm the worst. I am the worst tourist.
You got unlucky, man. Like, actually, we have the best hamburgers in the world.
I think so. I think we are better than the US. There is a contest.
Boys.
There is no contest. We won
That
already.
is a difficult thing to digest.
In Texas?
We're in
You're
Texas.
saying this
That's
in
right,
Texas?
I'm saying that in Texas. Because
Stop being rude.
You know what? I've been in Texas recently, and I had only average Chinese food. That's all I had. I was looking for a proper American place, but I had nothing.
We didn't have. We're
sense.
here since quite a moment, and we didn't even have a steak right now.
Okay, so
saying.
when did you get into the United States?
5 days ago.
Wait, sorry. I skipped you, Jay. Have you ever been to France?
I've
Paris?
not been to France.
Never.
Nope. have
So you're
not.
not a cultured man.
I'm not. Well, I've been to
Some say-
Australia, London,
Some say
Mexico.
bro, working at Google, I would have figured you would have gone to France, one of the most important places for console esports, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been to London and Australia. I don't know if that counts as being a world traveler or not.
It does.
No, it doesn't. No, obviously it does. Okay, so tell me the question that I asked you, which was, when did you get to the United States?
5 days ago.
How many times have you been to the United States before that?
4 times.
And how long was the stay?
I had a stay of 3 months, one of a week, and one of a couple of days.
And where was that? L.A.?
Chicago, New York, LA, and then Dallas.
You came to my hood and you didn't
obviously.
say what's up?
Los Angeles.
How dare you step into my direction and not come and pay dues?
I
just,
had
jerk
the
back on him
best
when I go.
pizza in the world in Chicago.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You just said so does Chicago have better pizza than France?
I
say that.
like them more, personally.
Chicago
I'm not
deep
good.
has no
dish
taste.
pizza is not good.
I want to be
I-
able.
I
I, want to
agree.
be able to go back
Yeah.
home, man. I can't say anything about the pizza from Europe. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed the Chicago one a lot.
Okay, so you're here for good? Are you here for a short span of time, or what's the plan now? Because
Right now. So we're gonna stay around Dallas for, I think, 2 more weeks. Time for us to set up the team, to get everyone on board, and then we're just gonna move to LA and we're gonna operate from there.
Well,
What
you
a-
guys are gonna be here. They're gonna be at the Call of Duty event in December.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so you guys get to see the power of the brand
I want
right
to see
away.
the green wall,
dude.
man.
The green wall is gonna be nuts.
The
You gonna go
green wall?
half naked up on stage or what, man? You gotta warm up. Yeah.
If you tell me
You say- you
how
say
dare you, I'm.
You told me it was over. You
Yeah,
told your mom it
but-
was over.
wait, you
You told
okay,
everybody's
okay.
was over.
All right, so we'll get into that in a
Yeah,
few
yeah.
seconds, because if you did promise your mom that thing's over, that's
Oh, it's a lie.
I think
First
she'd
of all, you
understand.
lied
I
to your
think she'd
mom.
understand. So wait, Thomas, or can I call
Yeah.
you Zabatine?
You
I think it's
can call me
a super
whatever
cool
you want.
name in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been to the United States before this?
Yep. I did a road trip of 3 weeks.
Yeah. Where?
Started Santa Fe, New Mexico, ended up Seattle, Washington.
Did
So
you like backpacking through the United States?
I
Is that a
think-
thing? Is backpacking through the United States
No,
a thing?
because backpacking kind of slow. So 3 weeks
Just rent a
backpacking.
car.
It's quite a fast walk.
I guess it is different, right? Because like when you hear people say it's like I'm gonna go backpacking through Europe, you immediately think it's like, oh well, I mean you can literally visit like all the countries like in a short amount of
Yeah.
time. Because Europe is as big as Texas alone, so it's pretty cool.
We have this saying, like 100 years is nothing in Europe, it's a lot in the US, but 1,000 kilometers is a lot in Europe, it's nothing in the US. So.
yeah.
So yeah.
So that's cool that you guys are making fun of the economy. This is pretty cool that you guys could get in here and start roasting.
After 5 days. 5
All right,
days.
so what's the plan? Are you on the same schedule as Roman is?
Yeah, of course. And the thing is,
People corrected me Roman today because I was calling you Romain.
Romain, but
Roman.
I
I like Romain, like the
Yeah,
lettuce.
I think it's way better. It sounds cool.
Yeah, well, can I be the only one that calls you Romain? Don't even let Jay look. I mean,
Yeah, okay. Can you say my family name? Bijard?
Bijard.
he does it well.
Yeah,
He does it pretty well.
I almost said Big Ear because that's how I remember how to spell your name. Big Ear. That's how you-
Eared. With a D at the end. Big
He's
eared.
big eared, which is crazy because
Yeah.
you don't have big ears like me. Oh, look at tiny little cute baby ears. Like Jay's like semi up there. Look,
I got prime
look
time
at these
ears.
things,
dude.
Dumbo.
I have quality ears. I feel really confident with my ears. If there was like an ear game competition, if you could get a girl based on ears, I would win that competition.
Are you sure?
I got a good nose too.
I dare you.
Jesus, what?
Oh, I just
Keep going.
yeah.
What
No,
else?
no, I don't
Your
know.
wife is watching.
I got a great hairline.
All right, so obviously,
I
like
don't.
a lot of people that watch this don't know your guys' background. You guys play. Did you general manager for our League of Legends team, as I said, and the coach, the best ever in the world. Did you ever play professionally or
Never ever.
Never,
No,
ever.
me neither.
those who can't teach? Right? Is that what the saying is?
Those who
Well-
can't play teach.
I think
Those who
it's
can't do.
completely different. I think it's something because I'm former commentator of esports
Oh, nice.
on League of Legends in France, and usually even for commentating, people blaming on you if you don't achieve a certain level of play. But the thing is, the game you have the game you play, and there is the game that pro play on stage.
Yeah.
Like sometimes pro play the same game as you when they go like training, but the thing is, on a team versus team, it's a completely different game. It's more like chess.
Yeah.
So it has nothing in common with what you play on like alone, and there is so many things to know that even a single brain cannot think about all of the things. So it's more, I would say, a common work between the players and you, and eventually some things come out of this, and not just having one brain thinking about all the details of the game, because no one knows everything about the game. So I think playing at any level doesn't block you. Like even if you're like a RAM specialist, that can block you at some point. But
Yeah.
as long as you know the map and the competitive level, it doesn't make sense. Like your personal account doesn't count.
What is the curve between the best of the best and then the average? I mean, because it's got to be there are some pros that are pros, but they are just not even in the same level as like pro championship winning teams.
I'd say the thing is, being good at the game is the entrance. Like it's your entry into the professional world.
Mhm.
Like every single guy that goes on a big stage and plays has a certain amount of skill to be on the top on the rankings, and then you have to understand the competitive game. This is what I'm saying. Like it's mostly the same topic for anyone that is actually working in this industry. Is you just have to understand the competitive game. And so the difference between I would say the rookie and a veteran is one understands the map perfectly and how you have to compete, and the others just know how the game, which is like basically your ticket to get into the competitive stage.
And you need more than just being good at the game to be a super competitive professional gamers.
Mhm.
And I believe it's the same for any kind of games. Why? Because at one point you're going to be on stage, you're going to be facing a crowd of a couple of 100,000 people, and online is going to be millions of people, and the amount of pressure you have on you, like clicking precisely and aiming efficiently is not going to be enough. You need to be really strong in your head.
Stay cool, yeah.
You need to stay cool at one point, and even more when you're 17, 18 years old, and it's an insane amount of pressure.
Yeah, I think some of the pressure, and look, I have no experience with League of Legends at all, or competitive League of Legends at all, but I do understand the level of competition that it's at, because although you may be in your head being locked into a corner, you don't know the mentality of the player that's actually beating you, because at that point he may be still thinking, he may still be tilted in a sense, and not have the same confidence that you do. So if you're able to fight back on something where you're in the corner, I mean, that just goes across everything. I just think that I think that the level of competition rises with two things: price pool, because of the importance that it is for everybody else. I mean, obviously, as a competitor at that level, you are more, that's your, you getting paid is like 10% because that's your job, but the other 90% is what allowed you to be that good, and that's the passion that you have for this. So I think that the pressure comes from those two things: the price pool, because of the pressure that everybody else puts on the price pool, and then the second thing, in my opinion, is the crowd, because that's the honor that you want to bring to them, to your country, to your team. I often say to my players that I will never, that they're so lucky because they have the ability to represent OpTic in a level that I will never be able to represent them. I will never have the honor to defend my house, in a sense, if we're talking Game of Thrones. I'll never be able to step into the pits and literally put my all on there, be exposed from a personal level, from a shame level, from just an absolute competitor's level that says, I gave it my all for my team, and that's something that I'll always be jealous for.
And that's only the reward of it. It's when you step up on stage and you actually have, that's what you've been working for. And for a game like League of Legends, the tournament is going from January to basically August, and you have to be able to train on a daily basis on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, again and again and again. And that's I believe the main difference between a rookie, a noob, and a super highly competitive pro gamer is this mindset you have when you wake up on Monday. Like January, February, when the tournament is starting, everyone is super hyped, everyone is super ready to go fight and work. But as in any competitive sports, there's a winner and there's a loser.
Yeah.
And if you're on the losing side, waking up on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
and then have
it's
this
a
thing.
pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So that's when training kicks in. That's when you need psychologists. That's when you're gonna need to have your coach, your manager, setting the perfect world around you to make you succeed. So our job basically, that's why it doesn't even matter if we play the game well or not. What matters if he's able to understand the game and his players, I need to understand my players and him. And that's how you can build the perfect ecosystem. So they are able to succeed on the long term, on the long run, and to have fun and be happy.
I think good players know how to play the game. Great players know how to train and consider it as a professional activity. And best players know how to bet on the long run, meaning they hate losing more than the others, but they accept losing, and they transform the hate of losing into harder work. That makes them best player, because eventually you're going to lose a lot, and I think people will just remember about your wins. So, but you will remember about your losses. So I think the best thing is the best players are the ones that can accept losing, but will be so angry about it, so mad at it, that they will work twice as hard. I think that's what makes the greatest player, especially in a league where you cannot win every single game. You're going to lose. Even the best player in the world lose. So
Faker lost.
Yeah, 3-0, and he was crying on stage.
And he cried. Someone's going to pay for that. Someone's going to pay for Faker's tears.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's going to be the one that brings the ruckus.
Because he knows how to train. He knows how to wake up again and again and again. And last year when they won, he went back home, and the first thing he did was starting the game again. Because he likes it, because he loves it. And that's the kind of player we're aiming for. And that's the kind of people we want to train. It's someone... I don't care about the guy being able to be super hyped on January, February. I want the guy which in the middle of August, when things matter for real, he's going to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go run a bit, and then he's going to sit in front of his computer and he's going to think again and again and again.
Yeah, it's like running a mile, the first two rounds, you don't care.
Yeah.
It's just who can accelerate at the right moment and just leave all the others behind.
Listen, if I was in a marathon, I'd give it my all for the first, 100 yards, and then
die.
Veer off to the left on the bench,
veer
man.
off to the left and pretend like, I don't know, I got a phone call and it's business. I'm sorry.
Which is fine, Hector, but I'm going to go hunt you down and I'm going to get you back on track. Why? Because I need you to run kilometer 1, 2, 3, 4 until 40 kilometers.
I am down, but just know that men before you have tried. Flame Sword tried to get me in shape. Coach Theismann was doing a really good job. So hopefully third time's a charm.
Hey, I got
Hector?
you on the vegetable shakes.
No,
I did.
I did those shakes before you even knew what a blender was, Jason. Okay.
Hector, you're gonna run a semi-marathon in 2018.
I'm with you. You want to do a 5K? You want to commit?
All of us. when I say all, I mean the all OpTic. We're gonna have an
Organization,
OpTic
yeah.
gaming run.
Just
in
30
2018.
people. Even is
I want the green wall
I'm
to
in.
move and run, man. With
Alright.
you on top of it. With
If
a
I-
stream directly affecting your face, and you're gonna.
I'm gonna
smack
puke
shit out
into
of-
the stream and
Yes.
everybody's gonna start puking
I
in
don't
their
care.
homes. Fine.
It's about getting further.
Yeah. All right. So let's
Let's
bring
switch
it.
back to League of Legends.
Yeah. Only because I had a thought when you both were explaining like the difference between like a pro and anyway, and I'll start with you, Jay, on this question. Do you think that somebody can be the best at something if they don't love it?
Ooh, probably not, man. Probably not. When you love something, you're like cherishing every single detail, especially in the context of winning, that goes into success, right? I think especially in a league where the caliber of play and the skill required to be successful requires so much attention to detail, so much knowledge of 5 different positions, 4 outside of your own, and so much knowledge of in-game items, how you're building your strategy overall, right? It's
And the game changes.
The game changes. It does. And there's so many different things that can happen in this game.
But
if you're not-
that's you can say that about every single esport, that the game changes. Not
Yeah.
only does the game change, but it changes
Every 2 weeks.
Oh, for you guys, every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
well, also in
Well,
game
no,
too.
well, I'm talking about like yeah, we can go into
Yeah.
into the actual game and how it changed. Like one little thing, even a mistake on the opposing team
Right.
can have like
Right.
reverberating circumstances that'll then transform the entire game for a whole. So
Yeah.
yes or no, really?
No, you cannot. What? Wait. Ask it again.
Can you be a pro without loving the thing that you do?
You can be a pro without loving anything you do, but you cannot go into that that faker position without being
There's very good example.
without
of that.
loving it.
All right, hit me.
So the team of Faker, SK Telecom T1, had their ADC, so the carry,
Mm-hmm.
and he said after winning 2015, I don't really like this game as much as I did,
Mhm.
but I don't know what to do else. So
Yeah.
he kept going. He won in 2016.
Yeah.
Said, I'm kind of fed up with the game, but still, I had nothing else.
Yeah.
And this year, he was actually the player that did the wrong move in the final 3 times,
Wrong
and they won.
time.
They lost
Wow.
0-3. Meaning that
I mean,
on
do you
the
think
long
we
run,
should
you
still
can't-
bring it up? I mean, my man's is probably like hurting out there. All right, so your answer is no. You cannot.
I think like everybody's answer would be no, because when you like something, you would just want to be good at something, and if you like look for being good, eventually you win because you
Yeah.
want to be good.
Yeah.
And if you just want to win to earn money, you will never reach the greatness. You would just be good at something, earn your money, and you never be the best. It's
Yeah.
impossible. Someone would do one step further than you.
Yeah, because of just passion alone.
Yeah.
I agree. What do you?
Absolutely not. You need to love what you're doing if you want to be super successful about it. Just because if not, that's going to be a pain in the ass on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Like, do you love your job?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're working?
No.
Do you consider yourself successful in your job?
The most.
The answer is yes.
Get
But that's an easy answer. No, you need
No,
to love it.
I
You need to love it, because when you're gonna be down at the bottom,
Yeah.
to find the energy to give this extra mile, to find the energy to give this
One-
extra drop of sweat, you need to love it, and it has to come from your heart, of course. I'm not saying you cannot be successful.
Yeah.
Like, actually, this guy was not him, but the guy he was talking about is
Yeah.
a really good example of it. Like,
Yeah.
he was able to be successful at really high level, even if he lost a bit the love
Yeah.
for the game. But
yeah.
that's something I heard so many times from pro players.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure I love the game anymore. And usually it leads to a drop in performance in the next
Yeah.
months or weeks.
Yeah.
Because, they don't have the faith to wake up in the morning. Like, if when your alarm clock rings in the morning,
Yeah.
you're not super hyped to wake up, that's going to be a really, really long day.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
like you can give it for anyone. Like if you just don't have it, you're bored, and you just
Yeah.
launch Call of
Yeah.
Duty and you play online match because you're bored and you don't have anything to do.
Yeah.
You pretty much suck.
Yeah.
But if you come back from holiday, and if you didn't play, so you don't have your reflexes
Yeah.
back. But the thing
course.
is, you didn't play for 2 weeks, and you can't like wait for playing Call of Duty, and you take your part and you play. You will be just so good. You say each time we start back something, say, oh, I'm so good. And one part is because we lose or bad habits, but the other side, just we do love what we're doing at the moment, way more than when we're bored and say, okay, let's launch another game. So I think it comes out of passion. That's the first thing. It's like keeping, like like in the Olympics, you have to keep the flame alive all the time.
I agree.
It affects how you lose as well,
Yeah.
right? Like Rambo, for example, losing is learning. Always says that with us. I'm sure
Losing
maybe
is learning, yeah.
Losing is learning, but the mindset
Winning
of
is teaching.
winning is teaching, losing is learning. And when you love the game and lose, no one likes to lose, no one loves to lose, but you still see it as an opportunity for how
Yeah.
you will get better. You will use it as a stepping stone.
There's nothing worse than an unchallenging life. If everything comes easy
Right.
to you, if everything is just like you need other people to be as good as you, if not better, for you to really have. I always considered OpTic number 2. Like whether we are or aren't, whether we're number 3, number 4, it doesn't matter. I always considered ourselves number 2 because there's no point in being number 1 because you don't see an end in sight. It's just infinity. You don't know what to improve on. You don't know what to do better because no one's there setting the levels with you. But when you knock yourself down to the number 2 spot, you put somebody ahead of you, and then you don't necessarily do what they're doing, but you want to do something better or reiterate the way that they're doing something. But so I personally, yes, I'm on the same level. I don't think you can be the best at something if you don't love it. And this is a question for you, anybody that's watching. If you don't agree with us that you are, and type yes in the chat that yes, you can be the best at something, and give us like a 2 to 3 sentence why it is. But if you don't, then just type no down below, because I want to know what the poll is on this, because 4 people, four experts, 4 great looking experts, and Jay 3 that's me. All right, I agree. Wait, Hitch is behind the scenes. Hitch, can you be? You don't have to. You can just nod. Do you think you could be the best at something without loving the thing that it is that you're best at? No. So 6 people in the room all said no. So please, if there is a yes out there, give me a couple, because give me a couple of sentences as to why, because I would love to have that conversation with that, or start the conversation on the next podcast as to why.
It's like in a relationship. Do you think you're gonna have a successful and happy relationship if you don't love the other one?
No,
That's gonna
no.
be pain.
Yeah.
That's gonna be painful. That's
Yeah.
the same. You should treat your work and your passion the same way.
Yeah, I was just no, I agree. And what I was gonna say.
Go for it. Go for it.
Get him. I'm not gonna finish it. I just it always brings me back to when at the beginning of like YouTube, in the early days of YouTube, when people started finding out how much money YouTube content creators were making, immediately they're like, oh, you only do it for the money, you're a money whore, you only do it for the money whore. I literally always said, you know what, when doing what I do now as a YouTuber and getting paid what I get paid for a YouTuber, just because I make more doing this doesn't make me a whore, because I love what I'm doing. You know what made me a money whore to the truest thing was going to my daily job at AIG and doing the work that I did. It was fulfilling work. It was challenging. It was cool, but I didn't love it. And I only went there because I needed the money to live and pay bills. This thing, and I have proof, because I did YouTube for 2 years before we were able to make money off of YouTube. And I mean that. I did it because I loved it, and I still do it because I love it. The fact that you get paid is good, because it allows you, to live your life and do the thing that you love, is your passion. But it all started with passion, and I think that,
Which is actually something you can really efficiently transfer to YouTube, even to gaming. Like most of the really, really cool game has been made by a team of passionate people.
Yeah.
And they did it because they loved it. And then later on you have people coming, say, so, oh, you guys are making a lot of money. We're going to copy paste what you did, and we're going to try to create it for money. But without the passion, without putting your heart in
the details,
something,
man.
it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You need to go this extra mile, and you need most of the time to go for free. You need to do it for free. And in esports, more than any kind of business, like you're going to have to work for free at one point. I used to be an intern. I used to work for something like 10 cents per hour. I didn't give a shit, man. I was so happy to do my job. You worked for free, I'm pretty sure, at the beginning, and you as well, you were saying it for
7
YouTube.
hours
So
a day.
Yeah.
if you're working for money, that's going to be a long road,
At that
man.
point, though, I wouldn't have taken the 10 cents. I'd be like, yo, chill. Look.
Yeah,
Keep that. I don't look. I'm doing this because I love it. Don't throw a penny at me and say it's a payment. So if you're an employer out there and your intern is doing work, don't throw him a $7 an hour just and call it a raise, or
Give him
call it
food.
an employment.
Give him food
Just
and
don't
drinks.
even pay him at that point. Just give him food or something, because
Way better.
At that point you're putting a value on someone, and if your true heart isn't behind what it is, and you're just doing it, so I don't know. It oftentimes makes more sense to not discourage them by telling them, hey, you're only worth $3. So. Just something. I mean, if you're an employer out there that does that and it works, awesome. But in my opinion, that's not the way that you inspire people. Good. All right. Now we're gonna get into some. Just a really. I have to because I am curious. Because aside from the Counter-Strike team, and they come from a shooter, I've never really asked this to PC players. Jay, what's your first game?
Man, my first game was Pitfall on the Atari.
Thank you. All right. What? I just had to do it because I'm going in the round, but I'm really interested in what their first game was.
I appreciate that.
Thomas,
man.
what was your first game?
It was Alex Kidd in Miracle World on the Master System.
Sorry, what?
Alex Kidd in Miracle World on the Master System, Sega.
Sega.
Wait,
Oh.
Master?
Yeah, the first Sega.
What was it?
Yeah, 1986.
No, but what was it? What's the name of it? Beast?
Name.
Alex Kidd.
Alex Kidd. You don't know?
No.
Alex Kidd.
Alex Kidd, you don't know it?
Mm-mm.
I was playing it
But
yesterday.
what kind of game?
It's a platform game. It was included in the Master System too.
Okay, but what was like the
It's a-
object of the game? Maybe
It
It's a
was
side
copy-
scroller, right?
Yeah, it's side scroller. It would be the copy of Sonic didn't exist back then, so it was I would say the copy of Mario that Sega made.
Oh.
man, I think I
And-
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and you had to basically the goal of the 18th stage was to get a bowl of rice or a burger, depending on the Japanese or
Yeah.
American version.
Yeah. No,
That's the truth.
How, yeah,
That's
how
awesome.
how crazy is that? The games were made specifically
Localized,
for certain
yeah.
regions. That's why I didn't
Yeah.
even think about that. But no, if anyone's like, no, that game didn't have tacos for Mexicans, and that's not how.
Seriously?
That's not how. No, it didn't. But it can fall. It can fall on that.
Yeah.
What about you?
Age of Empires 2. That's the first game I ever bought, and
a
my
great
mom
game.
only allowed me to play 2 hours per week.
Yeah.
So basically,
2 hours a week.
Yeah, that's it. So
How
I
bad
was
of a kid were
I was
you?
I was
That
thinking
is
about
bad.
it all the time. I was at school like writing little fortress and trying to think about it, and I had only 2 hours per week to express everything.
Yeah.
I got
What-
frustrated. That's
what is-
why I'm here.
When did you come across League of Legends and said to yourself, "Holy shit! I think I found what I love."
That's kind of funny because I'm an FPS guy. My first ever,
Oh, my man!
my first ever
Roman, switch
game
seats.
on PC
I'm kidding.
was Quake 3.
Yeah.
I think I bought it. I was 9 or something like this. I played Counter-Strike for years. I've been
one?
top 1.5 and then on 1.6. I've been pro on Day of Defeat Source before playing League. And the thing is, I always say to my friends, I hate Dota. I hate Dota because I don't like Warcraft 3. I don't
Yeah.
like it. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm sorry. I don't like StarCraft.
Shame.
I don't like
Yeah,
Warcraft.
it's okay to
Shame.
not like it.
Shame.
And the thing is,
But the thing, yeah.
my friends
no,
say,
no,
okay, it's a version of Dota, but simpler. You should try. It's the beta. That's why I don't have the skin of Ramus because I didn't want to try. And eventually, one friend said, okay, you always say you dislike things before trying, so sit down, shut up, and play 2 or 3 games with me. And the thing is, I got completely hooked to the game, and I switched. That's why actually I stuck to this game because I started like at 22
Yeah.
to playing MOBAs, and I started playing FPS at like 8-year-old, 9-year-old. So I don't have the same reflexes.
What was? Do you remember the play or the situation in the game that made you say, "I gotta play this again"?
I think it's the very first game when you get, because it was against bots, and you get overpowered. And the thing is, back then the game was, when you were ahead, you were kind of a god in this game. Now it's a little bit narrowed, and it was really good, great feeling, to feel like in a MMORPG, but with the full stuff against noobs. You just crush the opponent. So
Yeah.
my goal was to become good, to do this with human players.
Yeah.
And I tried so hard. I was playing 16 hours a day.
Yep.
And I got completely hooked. Yeah, I was pretty good back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
No one
do you remember?
remembers.
Do you remember the first like a play that made you say, gaming is my thing? Because I have that very moment, and I've talked about it on the podcast. In fact, we titled it "The Shot That Changed My Life." But anyway, go.
Mine was when I saw a fireball come from Mario in an underground, the second level of the tunnel, the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden this fireball comes out, and I'm totally in. Yeah. And then from there, it just spiraled out of control, getting into like GoldenEye. Did you guys ever play GoldenEye?
Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't
No?
like it. Because I
didn't
had
like
to
it?
aim with, like,
Well,
it's
you had to
always
aim with like the
same.
C or the
If you have-
gold buttons on there.
if you don't have a mouse to aim,
Yeah.
I consider the game is just trash.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's trash.
Yeah.
Cool.
I
got
tried
you.
Call of
I
Duty
got you.
on PC. It's way better than on the console.
Well, yeah, of course. Look, some people like Europeans love manual transmission cars.
Which doesn't make
that-
any
that-
sense.
that doesn't
we were
make sense.
discussing it
That
yesterday.
doesn't make
Why
sense.
would we go through
That's
the
that's
Yeah.
pain?
actually being posh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing
Well, that's
more.
the same thing. That's
Right.
how we feel about PC. You're just
No,
Yeah.
because we're better. The
yeah.
thing is, we are better than
Yeah.
than the console.
Look,
players.
I would say that too. I say it too.
Say it too.
As well. What about you? Do you remember like a specific moment in your gaming, history that told you like, this is, gaming is more than just a pastime for me?
So I'm absolutely not competitive when it comes to gaming. I play to dream. So my kind of games are RPG and even strategy. But when I say strategy, when I play Age of Empires 2, I'm not trying to have the best build order to win.
Yeah.
I'm in for the 7 hours game, and I'm gonna build all the buildings, and I'm gonna max out 200 and have this gigantic army, which just doesn't make any sense.
Everybody does that.
Yeah.
I don't want to break your dreams, but everybody does.
Oh well.
You're not very special. Like
Yeah.
everybody who only plays Age of Empires
Yeah.
is playing the 8 hours game with friends.
I've
or
never
even
played
against
Age of
the
And
buddies.
then
Age
when
of
you
Empires is
transition to
awesome.
StarCraft 2 and to StarCraft, I was doing the same. But when I started to play a bit online, they destroyed me because they were attacking me at 3 minutes. And I was like, whoa, bro, I'm still building my peasants and stuff like that.
We did exactly the same. That's my same path.
Oh, son.
And that's
so
why-
we have to play
That-
strategy.
that's why I stopped playing like Warcraft or Starcraft. Say, okay, it's not fun anymore. Okay,
you're
Okay.
too good.
close the game.
I
Go,
wanna go
go
for
back
the
on
long
an
game.
FPS because at least if he comes to me, I kill him.
You're
If I am
ready.
better,
Yeah.
that's fine.
No, and RPG, like Warcraft 3, the cinematics. Warcraft 2, actually, just following the little elves and so on. And Morrowind, the Elder Scrolls Morrowind was amazing.
Oh,
I spent like
dude. That was great. But did you play Oblivion as well?
Yes,
And Skyrim?
yes.
See how
Yes.
weird? How weird?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's incredible.
this may be weird, but I never, aside from Ocarina of Time and Mario 64, I never played video games. I never had any interest in. I mean, as a kid, sure. In high school, Resident Evil, the first one, because it was scary and it was the first one that I immersed myself into something. Ocarina of Time, I think that it's got one of the dopest storylines in video game history, where you can. You go to the future and you're a teenager or a young adult, and then you can transport yourself back to a kid, and then at the end of all this, like, you get the girl, which is like so cool.
Yeah.
And then aside from that was just those two. And then years later, when I was a poker player and I played poker, I picked up Call of Duty and completely like fell in love with it, changed my life, and then here we are 10 years later on a podcast. But anyway, yeah, it's good. It's good to hear. So I need to know that sort of story because it gives me a background as to.
But what was the moment in League of Legends that got you hooked?
The thing is, I answered this question before because I was speaking of League of Legends.
Yeah.
So as I said, it was the first game ever.
Yeah, with the
The
bots.
thing is, at some point, I was commentating in my room Soul Calibur 2.
Okay.
My friends were playing Soul Calibur 2, and I was fan of a French guy called Ken Bogart, and he was commentating Street Fighter, and I'm crazy about Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I'm less now, and I was kind of fan of him, and I say, okay, why not trying, because I speak fast.
Yeah.
And I try with my friends, say, you're pretty good at that. So I tried.
You are
on
good
League.
at that.
I tried on League, and eventually I've been hired in I don't know how to say association, like
Association.
a gathering of people who are
I guess so,
enjoying
yeah.
like video games online.
Yeah.
And I went on the YouTube, and eventually I became pro at commentating, which was the turn. I would say this is how I started serious esports, because I've been doing it since a
Bless
long
you.
time.
Bless you.
Thank you.
And then it switched to be more than a passion. Like when you commit, you like it, but when you don't want to do it, you still commit to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the moment you switch from just being entertaining to wanted to achieve something within the field, and this is where I started being pro in esports.
Nice.
Yeah. I didn't start esports because of League of Legends. I went to it because it was the biggest game, and most of the really fun people were there. But I started with StarCraft and Counter-Strike and so stuff, and I just loved esports. I wanted to do events in video game because I believe video gamers are like the nicest people in the world. If you go to video game event, everyone is chill, everyone is nice, and no one is fighting with anyone. In the worst case, you're gonna exchange
gotta go to Gears of
your
War
in-game Well, I've never been to Gears of War.
Well, you will the first weekend of.
Are they fighting with each other?
No, in the olden days they did, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but Gears of War, we were just talking about that. The Gears of War is such a, and I mean this, it's such a cool culture because it's the only esport, in my opinion, where the players are so. How do I say it? All right. At the end, I'm gonna start with the positive, so you can understand like why it's okay. Okay, so at the end of the game, win or lose, they both show up and shake hands. There's the one-offs where they don't shake hands because the players really don't like each other. So before that, like these guys are like, they're playing mental chess. They talk crap in like this close in interviews, like get in their face. When they do a play, they get up from their seat and yell across the way. It is like the most like super. I'm not saying that nothing else is passionate, but this is like the most outbursted, passionate sort of like in your head game that they get into with each other. So yeah, you should go to that too, so you can experience that. But the only reason that I considered it acceptable was because that's how their culture was from the beginning. And since 2006, 7, when did
2007.
Yeah, in 2007, like people were actually got into fights with each other, like at events, like actual fist fights. And although I don't, violence is sometimes the answer, like not always. Kidding.
Well, it's sometimes the
I disagree.
54% of the time. It's
yeah. So yeah, I think where did we start for that?
I was actually saying the esports community. I really like
it's
it
nice
because
kids,
they're nice people.
Yeah, and they are for the most part. But in this particular case, it's like they do their dance at the beginning and then they.
I never saw those guys.
What
hooked me in was actually the passion of the people backstage and how nice were the people in front of the stage and how dedicated was the people on stage.
Yeah, organized chaos backstage.
Yeah, exactly, and it's amazing because everyone is so passionate and happy. Just happy and smiling, and that's why I got in, definitely.
All right, some cool questions now, and I say the cool because I just thought of them. And anyway, so far in the United States, what has been a good, memorable moment, and one where you were just like, shit, I wish I was in France right now.
I think there is plenty of good moments. I think the best part I've been in the US is into national park because like your landscapes are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say even the arrival with Remain, like the cultural shock, being in Dallas and all this stuff, meeting you guys was one of the best experiences I had in my life, and I would say the worst because I always remember the worst part. Like I'm this kind of person,
Yeah, same.
I was doing my road trip. I think it was my first night ever in a Walmart. It was like 2 in the morning. I just came by, the alley of weapons, and there was a drunk guy that had a pack of beers on his arm and a pack of bullets below the other. It was
Where,
completely
in LA?
red, like. I think it was New Mexico.
New Mexico, yeah, okay,
Mexico.
yeah, that makes more sense.
LA wouldn't be, yeah.
And I was just like taking a photo because in Europe you can't buy weapons in the supermarket. For me, it's kind of irrelevant. It's the very few cultural shock you can have.
Yeah.
As a French or European coming to the US.
Yep.
And the guys come to me, and just look at me like threatening and say, "You can't buy such weapon in France, right?" And just stares at me like this, And he had like beers and bullets. So most probably he had a weapon, on his pocket or anything. I was like, yeah. And he was kept staring at me. That's crazy, right? Yes.
Run.
He just went 2 or 3 times. We met 2 or 3 times, and afterwards I was just looking down to my feet. I don't want to bother this guy. He was completely drunk, and I was like, this country sometimes is frightening, because when you're a European, you just arrive and the drunk guy who's buying bullets, you're like, okay, what's going to do? Well, no, nothing happened, but I think it was one of the biggest cultural shock I had,
Cultural shock, yeah.
Yeah, because like it's like a caricature. I don't know, I would say like
caricature,
caricature,
cartoon.
Cartoon.
What about you?
I have 2 things. The first one is how big it is. Like everyone is saying it, like back then in Europe, like the US, it's big, but you guys have so much space, like the way you build roads, and like Europe took forever to build, and we started with really tiny, narrow streets made for horses.
Yeah.
You guys were like, okay, let's do 4 that way, let's build. I feel in SimCity most of the time. It's like, okay, chick, we build that here. Nothing. That's gonna be a desert here. One building, and it's everything is gigantic and. As well, the people are so nice.
Yeah.
Everyone is so.
Well, it depends where you go.
Yeah. Also, maybe
Here in the southern hospitality.
Hospitality.
maybe we got lucky. But like yesterday, we were asking, okay, what kind of petrol do we need to put in the car? And we went to the guy, right? Hey, can you help us? How do we do? He told us, according to the to the hole in your car, it should be that and that. Okay, thank you. He came back 1 minute later to explain. Oh, by the way, you're not from here. Okay, I'm gonna give you a couple of tips how to
Listen,
recognize. So nice.
That's so cool. You know what I love about podcasts more than anything? Do you want to know?
No, I don't actually. So
No,
what's
man,
your
they
question?
want to know. Yeah, like, what kind of
Just
tell us.
The thing that I love most about having Jay on a podcast is that we keep him on a couch for longer than half an hour, which is his internal time to go take a leak. And right now, I saw it in your eyes. You
Yeah,
gotta go
is
to the
it?
bathroom.
But is it really 30 minutes already?
No, it's 45.
Yo, are we gonna talk about the application process,
Yes.
the behind-the-scenes stuff? Because
Yes.
we should have drilled into that a long time ago. And that's
No,
I
well,
will
that's
talk
just-
trash on a podcast about our own podcast.
Yeah, well,
That's
no,
fun. That's good stuff,
it
man.
is. It is, and we'll get to it. But you know, as a podcast go, it's a
It's a
freedom of
long drawn out
conversation.
thing, apparently. Huh,
Yeah,
Paz?
well, look, it's a podcast, Jay. It's,
Yeah,
not,
well,
it's not a
like I said, I'm gonna talk trash on our own podcast.
Anyway, so I was going somewhere with that. So your best experience wasn't landing in Texas and then getting on a private jet and then going to like one of the most important meetings. So that wasn't like the coolest thing.
Am I allowed to talk about that?
Yeah.
That was insane. that was so I spent so that was you guys flew me in, so we all went to Riot to kind of negotiate the slot for OpTic, which
Yeah,
at the end of
to
the
apply
day
for it. Yeah.
we got it. And that was so I spent 3 days in the US. I landed on a Saturday. I went to the hotel, which that was a nightmare, man, because I lost my credit card on the way, obviously,
Yeah.
and you need to have your own credit card to be able to get the room.
Yeah.
And the guy was a bit of an asshole, so he told me you're gonna have to sleep on the couch in the entrance of the hotel. At the end of the day, I had my room, whatever. Sunday morning, I wake up. We get into the cab and we go to an airport for rich people with
Yeah.
a jet on it. And actually, so one of the main. Am I allowed to?
Well, you guys came to
talk
Well,
pick me up.
It's even before
Oh, yeah,
that,
true.
though. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
you didn't get on a
Am I
taxi.
allowed
You
to
got
talk
in.
about the investor?
Yeah. We can
Well,
talk
it
about
depends.
it. This video's going up when it's already
Shares
been
in a
announced.
professional sports team
Yeah,
doing
you can.
baseball.
Yeah.
All right, Texas Rangers. Coming from France, I have no clue who Texas Rangers are.
Yeah.
So I basically landed. I see the jet with a logo on it, and I said, it looks like a basketball team. Okay.
Yeah.
I got in, and you guys were all talking around me, a lot of names, but I don't know any of those names, and I was a bit impressed. Everyone is cool, everyone is happy. Hey, Roman, how are you? Are you ready? Born ready, bro. But I have no clue where we're going right now. But I mean, definitely, we get into the plane. We had all those business talks. It was amazing. The investor is a really crazy, amazing guy. He's like always working when you need him for 10 minutes. He's like, hey, can we speak a bit? Yeah, let's speak. As soon as he's done, he's back on phone, business. We land, so that's a Sunday. The meeting with Riot was on Monday. So we had basically the Sunday afternoon to kill. And the investor is telling us, yeah, we're going to go to see a baseball game. I thought, oh, okay, that's cool. I guess I'll go to watch baseball on Sunday afternoon. It's pretty chill. And then we arrive at the stadium in LA, and I see the same logo on the stadium as the one I saw on the plane. So I'm like, maybe it's not a basketball team, maybe it's actually a baseball team. And then we start to get at the entrance of it, and like everyone kind of know him, and I'm like, holy shit, that's his baseball team. Okay, I start to understand better. We get into the stadium, we go front row, everyone is staring at him. He goes, he high five all the players. Okay, he's way bigger than what I saw. That's amazing. what kind of adventure is that? And that was amazing.
Bro,
I had
it
a
was
blast, man.
So did I. It was
One
it
of
was
the
like it was the
best
first
trips.
time I was on a private jet, and that was cool to me, right? I'm like, yo, all right. I said the second that we got in there, what I said, I'm like, we're gonna have a photo shoot up here. Like, that's no ifs, ands, or buts. The first thing I said, I'm like, can I ride in the front in the cockpit? I want to see us take off. I'm like, Neil, is it cool? He's like, yeah, do your thing, dude. And I mean, he didn't say dude, but he's like, yeah, of course, do your thing. So I sat in the front. I was recording. We took off. We landed. So it was the Rangers were playing the Los Angeles
Angels.
California
the
Angels.
California Angels, yeah, the Anaheim,
Anaheim Angels,
yeah.
whatever.
So we get there, and obviously Neil owns a team, which means that he walks right in, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you got that sort of pull,
He's the
you
boss,
walk right
man.
in. But the officer or the security guard didn't let him in.
Yeah,
he
he
literally had a
recognized him.
card. Okay, this guy had Neil had a card that said, baseball like association. Like I'm with baseball, dude, right? And the guy's like, sorry, we can't let you in. He's like, I have a card, right? Like let me in. I have a card. And
The card
guy,
he uses everywhere
else,
all the
in
time.
every other
Yeah.
stadium.
Yeah,
Okay.
every other
And I'm in the back. I'm like, dude, let him in, dude. Let him in. He's gonna fire you, dude. Let him in. I'm like, let him in. Right? And the guy's like, yeah, we can. You have to have somebody come and escort you. And I'm like, Neil, we're not doing this, man. Okay? Listen, we're not doing this. If I went to an MLG event and OpTic is on main stage and they don't let me in, guess what I'm going to do, Neil? I'm going to take my team and I'm going to get out. Neil, call everybody, tell them to get off the team. We're going back.
Hey,
Listen, we're going back, right? And obviously that didn't happen, so we got front row treatment. And we were sitting behind Neil. Neil was in front row. We were in the second eating like foot-long hot dogs, right? Just
Those
like
are
massive
so
hot
It
dogs.
was
good,
my first
man.
hot dog ever. in
Drinking.
the US.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was not good. The
I
bread
love
was-
hot dogs, man.
So do I. I love hot dogs.
I
My
enjoy
it.
probably my favorite
I
thing.
liked it.
The bread was trash. It was dry. It didn't. I almost wanted to dip it in my beer to have it. But listen, we're not talking about hot dogs.
Oh,
Anyway,
you spilled your bear too.
no,
or
the
that kid kicked it over.
The kid kicked it over
then you
on
hit
the
him.
base. No, I didn't hit him.
That's right, you didn't hit him.
Anyway, so it was really cool to be sitting with an owner of
Yeah.
of a team like that because you're sitting in the crowd and then every so often the player manager the coach the player managers the coaches they will like give Neil the
Yeah.
yo we see you boss
Yeah.
the good old that and then people around was like why are they saying that this why is that? And then the girls was like who is that the owner is like yeah he's the owner. Like, oh my god that's so cool.
Yeah.
Right. And then there was a kid next to us who was a fan of OpTic,
Yeah.
which made it even super cooler
Right.
because
Right.
because then Neil was like, all right, cool, yeah, so this is I'm doing the right thing here,
Yeah.
It couldn't have happened any better, right? Because the whole time like we're still talking about like whether or not this this partnership makes sense because we went through this process with other investors and other like people that were interested in OpTic like for about a year.
It's a long process.
So to finally get to the level where with Neil and seeing like the OpTic fans coming up at a baseball game, doing that was like super good, which is awesome.
There was
But
a
even-
father and kid, which was amazing because the father came
Yeah.
to shake Neil's hands, but
Yeah.
the kid came to shake your
Yeah.
hands, and it was like,
Yeah.
and you have this. What I really love this amazing reaction every time. So we saw 3 different OpTic fans in 24 hours,
Yeah, it
and
was
you
good.
always had the same amazing move, which is, hey kiddo, what's your favorite player? He's like, X. Okay, don't move. Pick up your phone.
Yeah.
You call X.
FaceTime him.
FaceTime, and
Oh,
I guess they're
Pomage,
all
yeah.
trained, and they know if
Yeah.
Hector is calling FaceTime, they're just gonna pick up.
Yeah.
And the sparkles in the kids' eyes were like,
Yeah.
hey, how are you?
Yeah,
That was
I even
amazing.
do it with fans of other teams. Like we had a book signing in New Jersey, and one of the kids was wearing a FaZe jersey, and I'm like, who's your favorite in FaZe? And I thought he was gonna say like Rain or somebody, but he said Tommy Temper. Like I'm like, so I called Temper FaceTime. I give it to him, and the dude freaks out. Dude almost wanted to cry because I understand what it's like. Yeah, I completely understand what it's like. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool what I do for the kids.
Yo, you just shot some spit way at that camera too.
All right, so let's dive into the process and
Can
how-
I give full context though into what's happening? Because this is like us all flying in to
Yeah.
that day.
yeah we
So before that, we had a wild August, you and me, like COD champs. Well, stage 2, COD champs. But in the middle of this, while at champs, we have to still complete the application, that 20-pager bomber.
yeah
So we're flying home. You're passed out, and we're celebrating from champs, right?
Yeah.
I'm typing on the plane. We're talking about all of the application process, trying to get it in before the deadline. Super long application process. Then we bring you into it. But we had just talked to you a few days prior. We're still figuring out whether or not you're going to be coming on board.
Yeah.
And then next day, we're like a week away.
it was like a 4 yeah
Yeah. Like
it's sick, dude. Now that
It was
when you put it
super
into that sort of context,
yeah.
it was
really
disgusting.
fast.
Like on the line,
really
like
fast.
you're in the nth hour, right? It's almost over. You've got to get it in. We've got to get a commitment from Roman.
yeah
No one sees that coming at
No.
all, right? We're
No.
gonna be taking the team manager, the dude who fits into the fabric of OpTic, probably better than anyone out in that scene, and we, that application's been submitted, right? And we call you. You would commit within 3 days. We got to get you a flight within like 3 days.
Well,
So I
think
call
had to
Hex.
call
Hex
on
books
Monday
it.
with you. On Tuesday, I had to go to Unicorns of Love boss because
Yeah,
I
we
was
had to-
honest. Like,
Yeah.
I think I have this opportunity. I would rather talk with you before flying in.
Yeah.
I was there on Saturday, and
Yeah.
on Monday we were meeting Riot.
Yeah, and then you come in and you're like in your hotel room for like literally one night. I call you at 7 a.m. We go pick up Hex. We go to the private jet. We're all like blown away and humbled because it's freaking awesome being a private jet.
I felt like I fit right in.
Yeah,
it was
you did a good job of flying the plane, man.
And he was actually.
oh man.
But then the next day we had
the most stressful, and I mean this, the
most
most
stressful.
stressful meeting I've ever had.
of all time.
Really?
Yeah, that was bad, dude.
You
No,
love
it
that
wasn't
one.
bad. Look, I had confidence. I knew that we were gonna get a yes, but it was one of the first times where I said, you know what, humble yourself a little bit. You know, OpTic is huge, but this is like something that you've wanted for a very long time.
Yeah.
So just don't make any jokes about anything. Just
Yeah.
get it and then joke with them.
Hey, you did great, man.
Oh, I
I think you
kill
did
shit.
great.
Yeah, I think you did too. But the
Yeah.
cherry on top. All right. So we're gonna give you a little bit of context. We're not going into the full details because we're not allowed to. But we brought close to how many people? 10 people with us.
Yeah, we had about 10 people.
Yeah.
But Ramon obviously being key because it was a demonstration.
Oh
that
no,
we're-
I'm gonna tell you. That's I'm gonna key it in.
Okay.
Because it was all right. It was.
Well, I
so-
wasn't gonna say the part. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, then finish.
I was gonna say that it's key that we brought in Ramon because we're committing to the LOL space. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We're committing to the NLCS. So us bringing you on board was a demonstration of the career pathing that we're after to provide not only players but also staff. I mean, you as a team manager crushed. This is an awesome opportunity
Yeah.
for you to step in.
Yeah, and if you would have killed it
So-
for me, I think I would have been really mad at you because I've been
really?
wanting this for a very long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it-
So
yeah.
we bring like close to 10 people. I'm talking about
Yeah.
close to 10 people on the OpTic side. Okay. And they had I think like six. Wait, one.
Yeah, they had
two,
about
three,
6. It
four,
was a
five,
full
six.
room,
Five,
dude.
six.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, 5 or 6 people from Riot. It was the first time I met a couple. I've met a couple of people there before, but none of them were in the room. And we sat down, and they're like, "It's your floor. Tell us what's up."
Yeah.
And at that point, we started, and then Neil did his part, and then Neil did his part, and then they talked about how traditional sports is going to help. Their experience in traditional sports is going to help the scene and Riot. Anyway, we went down the line. Jay did his thing, and then it got to Rahman, and he, in my opinion,
Crushed.
was crushed and was the cherry on top because my man's got super emotional. You did.
Authentically emotional.
Authentically
Yeah, man.
emotional. That sold it, bro. At that moment, I literally, if they would have said no, I would have been a different Hector because there was those. I hadn't seen passion like that. I think ever, bro. The way that you literally told them your story and how all this thing went down and how hard it was for you to, to part ways with something that you built and how passionate. Look, I'm gonna make you cry right now. Hopefully not. But I think that legit. I think that you literally put us over the edge, and I say literally all over them.
I remember the
Literally.
question. I will remember it all my life, man. Right after asking all the business question, then you have the main Riot guy looking at me into my eyes, and I know him because we met in Europe before. And
Yeah.
said, Roman, what the fuck are you doing here? Because obviously everything was under NDA
Yeah.
and stuff. And I looked at him and I said, that's a really good question. I have no clue. Like I'm on a little cloud on the sky right now, like floating on top of it. I'm not too sure. I was in a private jet 40 hours ago. I was in Europe 72 hours ago. I was a member of Unicorns of Love a week ago. I'm not too sure. And I don't know if we got lucky or what, but all the question he asked me after, that's the stuff we have been discussing
Yeah.
on a
Right.
hourly basis for
Right.
the last week. So that was
Right.
perfect. How are
Yeah.
you going to build the team? How do you win? That was perfect. I guess we had a really good connection. We had a really super strong team.
Yeah.
Like us, we brought a really solid team around the table, and I'm pretty sure that's how we got the slot because we showed them, yes, we have the money behind, yes, we have the expertise, but we have the passion, and
Yeah.
if we get into the league, we're gonna nail it because we love what we're doing. Maybe
Yeah.
not in the first months, but we have time, and we know what we want, and we're gonna achieve it.
Yeah, 1,000%. I think that one of my personal selling points was the fact that we've always been content first, and I think that that's something that we can bring to the table. One from Hitch's storyline perspective, two from our expertise in literally building personalities to be something more than just a player, transcending their actual sport to become something more that attracts a broader audience, and that's what we're bringing to the table. And I think that was a huge point that made Riot accept us into. I mean, think about it, right? How many teams applied? Do you think? Roundabout.
Man.
100 at the beginning, I guess 10,
I'd say
15 made it to second round.
Oh, I have no idea on the
Yeah.
stats.
I thought it was like
I would say it's
400.
like 200-ish plus. Yeah.
Well, just make it really
I remember
cool.
just hearing
It was
all
like
all the
1,000
numbers
teams.
coming in. Just
Yeah.
all the rumors surrounding it. Like 4 billion teams
At
clearly
least.
applied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everybody
Yeah,
applied.
everyone applied.
My-
a lot of
my
people
cousin-
applied. Yeah.
Who has never had owned a
yeah, he
He's
submitted
like, yo, I submitted my application. I'm like, you don't speak English, bro. Like, what?
That was great.
No, but anyways, that
was
like
good.
to have the opportunity to, and I told him straight up, I told him my story with League of Legends and how I had the opportunity to have the high Cloud9, and how I missed out on that opportunity and how it always haunted me from it. People always ask me what was one mistake you've done in esports, and although I don't consider that a mistake, I just consider it bad timing. In the back of my head is like, maybe we should have done that, but then everything changes at that point, and I can't be okay with that. So
Part of you.
yeah, so I gotta own that it's mine. It's my mistake. So, or it's not. It was the perfect thing.
It
to
worked
do.
out. It worked out
yeah,
perfectly, man.
yeah,
Did.
luckily,
It's good.
yeah, man. It was the wildest ride, man. I think.
Incredible journey there to go through. We'll never forget that day.
Oh.
Even where did we go the night before for our Chinese food? Or did we go to the?
were
We did that night.
exhausted, man.
Oh, we were like all falling over, and that was the best peppered steak, peppercorn
We
beef,
Googled
whatever
the
that
Korean
was.
barbecue. It ended up being
Yeah.
a closed place, so we went right next door to a place which happened to be even better than the original place we were supposed to go. That was
Yeah.
good. That was good food.
I agree. We were all grabbing from each other's plates.
And that lemon.
Yeah,
One of our people was like sucking on a lemon. He was so hungry. The
I'm
lemon
like,
and the water.
yo, back up off that lemon, man. He got done with the lemon, put it in the plate, and the lemon was just sitting there, just eating.
Just like depleted of all life and energy, dude.
Like, damn, bro, back up off my man's the lemon.
That was good.
But yeah,
People,
uh, yeah. Listen, I appreciate you guys, and I'm sure that I'm gonna appreciate you even more when the real work begins and when
Yeah.
we start the competition, because I think going through adversity together brings people closer together.
Yes.
And I think that this journey that we're about to embark on, this quest for OpTic to be a name in League of Legends, is something that I'm super passionate about. So I know that once we get everything in order, once we get going, I think that's Hitch falling
Hitch is
asleep.
snoring behind the camera right
All
now.
right, he literally. Oh, he's up.
Never mind.
He's up. All right, so
Videographer of the year, baby.
On that, yeah, videographer of the year, sleeper of the year.
Yep.
Hitch's superpower is his ability to fall asleep within 10 seconds anywhere.
Yeah.
If you had a superpower, would that be it?
I have exactly the same one.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh, I did walk in on you
Yeah,
sleeping
you
in the
woke
office.
me up sleeping in Ryan's office like
Okay.
2 hours ago.
So
What
we're off
about
to a
you?
great start.
Me, it's the opposite. I never sleep.
Me too. I'm with you, buddy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never
Yeah.
sleep.
But
I
that's
barely
by
sleep.
that's by choice.
Me?
No,
no, that's no, it's
no,
not a
I
choice.
just can't.
You can't sleep.
Like,
You sleep and wake up a lot? You wake up a lot during the night?
I think when I sleep, it's okay, but it can take me like 3 or 4 hours to sleep.
Oh.
depending
I
on
can
the-
fall
Wow.
asleep fairly quickly at night,
You
but
can
I'll
ask-
wake
you can
up.
ask Romain. I wake up
Four.
at the same time as him.
Bro,
But I
4,
wake up-
7, 8.
4, 7, 8.
Yeah, it's a meditative exercise. You breathe in for 4 seconds. You hold it
I
for
do
7.
that.
You
I already
actually-
do that.
No, you don't really try though.
Wait,
Obviously, 'cause
wait.
it's not
Say that
working.
again? I want to try that. What do you do for 8?
So you breathe in for 4. You hold it for 7 and you count 7 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then at 7, you start releasing the air for 8 seconds. And then it's gonna feel like you're suffocating, but you just do the full 8. So if at 5 you're think you're out of breath or you don't have anything else to give, you keep pushing and you don't breathe in until the 8.
Like that.
And then you just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it, and then you're there. But anyway, that's it, boys. I don't have anything else to say. We've reached the hour, which is always a good thing, in my opinion. I can do a podcast for 3 hours with no problem. But Jay's about to burst.
I can't wait to go to the bathroom, man. I really need to go.
Glad to hear.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, bro. Anyway, so yeah, you guys have any closing comments or questions?
Can't wait to start, man.
Yeah, let's
Can't
go.
Wait to start.
Just let's go.
Can't wait to start. The war is coming.
Mm.
We're ready.
The marathon.
The marathon, the real one, and the
Mm.
in-game one.
And the harder one.
Yeah, it's a real one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, if you guys have any questions for them, their Twitters are.
Zaboutine.
Romain Bija. enjoy writing this one down.
Yeah.
I love
we'll
it,
we'll put a link in the description. That way it's a lot easier for you guys to just click and follow and ask away. Yeah, that's gonna do it for the episode. Unless you have anything else, Jay, you were good.
No, we're good.
All right. Having said that, boys, pitch.
And with that.
Thank you.
Hit him with the music. Since I don't have a rotating mic, I'm gonna do this one. Ready? Watch out. Pitch. Hit him with the music. Bro, I said watch out. Move out. Pitch. Hit him with the music. I missed it.